All right, guys, welcome back to another one. In this episode for the EK9, we're going to install a KoyoRad. All right, so if you guys didn't catch it in my last one, I was able to partner up with Koyo, and look, I got a brand new rad. We're going to unpack this. We're going to get it in the car. I'm going to attempt not to make an utter mess, which I usually do whenever I'm working with coolant. I don't know why. I end up taking a bath in it every single time. So the attempt is going to be not to make a mess this time. We'll see how that goes. But let's unpack, see what we got, and let's get at the install. All right, let's go. Ooh. All right, so look how good it's packed. There looks like there's something else in there. I think they sent me something special. So let's just, got a cap. All right, let's not break the cap. Okay, we got that. It is actually packed really well. All right, so, I'm dropping stuff. One of the things I love about Hondas is, oh, cool, look, I got extra swag. Nice. What I was trying to say was, one of the things that's always fun about Hondas is, like, it doesn't seem to matter what you order. It's always tiny. All right, so my car still has AC, and I'm not going to be doing a ton of track stuff. So the half radiator for me is exactly what I needed. If I was taking AC out, if I was going to remove the AC and I wasn't going to run AC, then yeah, I probably would have went with the full one. But this half Koyo will give me all the cooling I need and plenty more. So let's unpack it the rest of the way and let's see. Look. Hold on, I was gonna say, let's just unpack it and install, but let's try not to cut myself. Let's see what other goodies we got. So we got that, we got the cap, check it out. And then, look how cool this is. Oh, dude, this is cool. All right, so then I got the towel. These are always a ton of fun. This is something you, like, very, very Japanese, okay? You always get one of these, you throw them in the back of your car. You always have, anytime you need one, like, you just go run to the back, you're like, oh, I spilled something. Oh, I need, a little extra. You always need one of these. So KoyoRad hooked me up with this, and let's get at it. Let's go install. All right, let's go. All right, guys. So I already ripped out the radiator and everything else. I'll show you guys a couple of the bolts. It's literally a couple bolts if you guys haven't done it before, and everything comes right out. So I've got the stock-ish, OEM-ish. It didn't say Honda anywhere on it, so I'm guessing it's aftermarket, but or an OEM replacement of some sort. So I got that pulled out. If you guys have never drained coolant or done a flush or whatever on your radiator, literally all I did was loosened up the petcock there, let it basically pee out into the bucket. Once it was done, then I started removing my upper and lower hoses, let those go in, and then I'll show you there's a big 19 mil on the block, And once I was kind of done with the radiator, had that out of the way, that all of that was drained, I pulled that that piece off of the block, 19 mil, like I said, cracked that loose, took that out, and literally everything else that was kind of in the block just gushed out. So I probably flushed, I don't know, you guys will know the best, but, you know, 80%, 90% of what's in the system already. So I'll do a last little bit to flush out and then start refilling. Now, it was kind of interesting that on the instructions for the KoyoRad, it said don't use distilled water, which is really interesting. I don't know in the end if it's just because, you know, they don't want someone accidentally putting regular water in it and screwing it up that way, or saying they put distilled in it when they put regular in it. But I found it kind of curious because I've used distilled in I don't know how many different brands. Everything from a replacement of the coolant to, you know, topping off. You know, you throw distilled in it. So I don't know what their purpose is. Maybe somebody will comment that does, why Koyo doesn't want distilled in it. But anyways, that's fine with me. As you guys saw, I'm going to be using, oh, lost you. Come on back. There we go. It even says subject loss. I'm going to be using the Type 2 Honda. So we'll put that in. One of my reasons for getting rid of the extra stuff that was in the block, the coolant that was in the car was super clean. And I'm sure somebody had done it recently before it got shipped over. It was probably one of those things where they just refreshed all the fluids and everything before they sent it to auction. But the fluid that was in it was green. So the Type 2 fluid the Honda Type 2 fluid that goes in, it's blue. So I'm doing my best to flush everything out of the system best I can within reason, and then I'm gonna throw the Type 2, the blue stuff in. So we're gonna do that. A couple things I wanted to show you right before I throw the radiator back in was, you could see I already pulled the single fan off the OEM side, and I already mounted it. Here. Now, the one thing that's a little interesting is really, let me see if I can flip these around for you guys, is the thickness of the core. So you can see the OEM style one is, you know, less than a half inch, and the KoyoRad, look, is like, I don't know if that's roughly an inch, so maybe an inch and a half thick. It is definitely more than twice the thickness difference, which you guys know, fins, everything else, capacity, you know, thickness, it's all gonna add to the amount of cooling that it can do. So that was one of the things I really liked about the KoyoRad compared to this OEM style one that we're replacing. And then one of the other things I liked, which I guess initially it sounds kind of silly, but it just kind of it shows the build quality, and that's one of the things I like. So their petcock here, which is where you drain out of the, you know, the bottom part of the radiator, is metal, and it's not a little plastic insert. So all the OEM style ones are always plastic. I mean, and then you get to do them on and off a couple times, and then normally they break. So it's really cool that this is, you know, like I don't know, it feels aluminum. I'd have to put a magnet on it, but you know, it's nice, lightweight. It comes with like a little rubber seal. It was, what was it? It was like a 14. So I just tightened it down, just because. And then I found I like that. So the only other thing that I did different on this was it came with a set of bolts up here, and it came with a set of bolts at the bottom. I reused their bolts at the top and the OEM ones at the bottom, because the OEM ones just already had a bigger washer on them. So I just used them in this mounting position and it fit a little better. But otherwise, everything lined up perfect for the fan. So I'm gonna throw that in. We'll see how this thickness does for it to fit in, but I really don't see any reason why it should be any issue. We're gonna throw that in, kind of get everything locked down, and then of course, bleed the system, burp the system, everything else. And where is it? Let me put this up here. Let's see if that thing follows me, tries to follow me. I got one of these. So I've always wanted to use one of these, and I know you guys are gonna laugh about it, but I've never filled a radiator using one of these, and everybody else always does. It's super easy. So hopefully I have the right attachment, and this works as easy as I want, because you just mount it on the top of the radiator, fill this thing up, you know, pretty much, and then as the car warms up, of course it burps the system, but it always has fluid in the, you know, in the hopper here, and it literally just runs until you have the system full, and then you put the stopper in, take this off, and there's no mess. So I'm hoping, let's all hope that that's how well that goes. And you know, it's always fun getting new stuff. I mean, it's always like a multi-step process. You're like, oh, I'm gonna change this. Oh, and since I'm changing this, let me also change this. Let me get this. Oh, you know, I need a new tool. Good excuse. But let's throw this in. Let's get that going. As I said at the beginning, this is a partnership with KoyoRad. This is a piece of equipment they sent me. So this radiator they did send me. So I am working on a sponsorship with them. Now, just so you guys know, and I just wanted to put it in here at the beginning, you know, middle, not quite at the end. And as I go, oh yeah, you know, KoyoRad did this. Yeah, KoyoRad did send this to me. I am doing the install on it. I am doing a review on it. I don't foresee any issues, but if I ever put anything in my car and it doesn't work, you guys are gonna know. It's gonna come right back out of the car. It's gonna go right back in the box, and I'm gonna tell you what happened, and I'm gonna tell you why. Now, like I said, I don't foresee any issue. Koyo makes a very just awesome quality product, so I'm not concerned there. But if I ever have a problem with a product, you'll see me pull it right back out. You'll see me put it in a box, and I'll tell you why I had a problem. So we're gonna put this in. I'll let you guys know fitment. I'll let you know how that goes. We're gonna test it out. Of course, we're gonna drive the living crap out of this car from day-to-day stuff to the track, and I'll let you know how that goes too. And we'll check in. We'll check in on a couple months, especially once I get hotter and get into the summer months. I mean, right now I'm lucky that it's 35 degrees out during the day, so not the best testing for that at the moment. But once we get into the summer and we're up into that 90-degree mark, you know, we'll be driving it nice and hard during that time frame, and we'll check in, and I'll let you know. Again, I don't foresee any problems, but if I have any, 100% going to be honest with what I got, and I'm going to let you guys know. So let's move around to the front. Let's get this installed in, and let's finish this job up. All right, guys, so let me show you a little bit. I got the new radiator in. I got the fans on. I kind of went through the bleeding process. The best way kind of explain it is, you know, you run the car, you hold the RPMs, you have, you know, your extra coolant in the hopper, and you just kind of get it to bleed the system, and you want the fan to come on. So I was kind of running through that process. I'll do it one more time just to make sure, get that fan to come on once or twice, and then I know the whole system's bled and I don't have to worry about it. But let me show you a little bit. I still got that little hopper on, and I haven't quite pulled that off, but everything else is in, and you guys can take a look. Let me flip you guys around and show you. So everything fit in really well. I'm super happy with the fitment. So it tucks in underneath like it's supposed to. I kind of wish I could see Koyo a little better. It's just tucked underneath, but you can still tell, and you can see the, you know, the imprint of it, and it looks good. So The extra thickness of the radiator still fits in nice, which is great. That was a little bit of a concern. And you can see the fan and everything else. The lower mounts drop into holes down there, and I didn't have any problems. They lined right up. You can see there's still clearance and everything else there. So I'm super happy with the fitment. The fitment looks great. Just from running the system and trying to like bleed the system, I can tell it's really efficient because the car itself didn't get hot until I started holding revs. And then once I started holding revs, then it finally started to warm up. So efficiency wise, it definitely is good. So I'll go through the process again tomorrow. It's getting late, so like, you know, I don't want to hold 3,000 RPMs on the car when everybody's in bed. So I'll finish that up tomorrow. I'll make sure I get the last little couple bubbles out of it. I did have full heat, so that's kind of the one of the factors that you can tell. So like I had at first, you had the heat on blast and it was just blowing cold, and then once I kind of got it to burp and cycle through and everything, then the heat came on. So that's one of the ways you can tell. But I'll do one more kind of burp process tomorrow once I can hold revs, and I don't feel bad for waking everybody up, and then we'll be all set. So then after that, it's just to and from. It's just to and from all the events, doing some track day stuff, and I'll report back and let you know how things go, and then we'll see what else we need to do. So what do you guys think I should do next? Drop that comment. We're almost done with paint correction, so I'll have ceramic coating going on the car. We'll get that part finished up. And then I still want to do some like maintenance stuff under the hood that I haven't done yet. Plugs, wires, brake flush. We'll finish up doing the brakes. At least new rotors and pads to start. I'm trying to decide on what calipers I want to go with. So if you guys have a preference, let me know. I'll give you a clue. I was looking at like endless. I was thinking about throwing a set of endless calipers on it, but I'm kind of open to other suggestions. So you guys let me know what you think. Let me know your experience, what you like. I definitely want to go with something that's not the super common or the super norm. So sorry, but that kind of rules out like spoon calipers or Mugen. So I'm trying to stay away from kind of the most common that people like to do, and I'm still trying to stay with what would be done in Japan. So what parts they have access to, what they like to use, and everything else. So I'm still trying to do that. So let me know what you think. Caliper wise, we'll do that. But yeah, we're gonna put at least new pads and rotors all around, clean those up. Flush. Maybe I'll do brake lines at the same time. Maybe. I don't know. We'll see. Do brake lines or wait until I get the new calipers and then do brake lines. I don't know. It's hard because I'm going to flush the system no matter what. So if that's the case, I'll have to flush the system again. But anyways, so you guys let me know that. Kind of finished up doing the extra little things on the interior. I'm still looking for stuff, and I'm having this really hard time not just going and buying or like hunting out brand new like OEM stuff. So like the stereo surround and everything, it's not cracked. It still functions, but it doesn't look new. And I'm like so on the fence about like, oh, let's just replace all the OEM stuff with new OEM stuff and do that. And like, I'm trying not to, because the car is definitely not going to be a trailer car. This car is going to get driven. So, those minor imperfections that it's gotten over, the 30-year span, 25-year span, is good. It's character, and I'm trying to keep it. So we'll see how that goes. I'm doing my best. But we'll get done here. We'll finish up the ceramic coating coming up, and we'll keep moving along with the project. You guys, thank you for all your support. Thank you for tuning in on this. Thank you for all your comments as we go along. If there's anything else, drop it in the comments. If there's something you want to see me do next, and it's the direction I'm going with this project, let me know. I'd jump on something and we'll do something else. But until then, we're going to be done. So you guys let me know what you think. You guys know I have to say it. Special thanks to KoyoRad. Okay. Everything fit perfect. Everything went great with the install. So now we're going to test and tune it, make sure everything's good there. I'll update you guys on that. But so far, everything's perfect. So super stoked about that. But all right, that's going to be it for tonight. I'll see you guys at the next one. You guys keep checking out my Japan content. I have so much of it from when I was there that I'll just keep dropping it for you guys. And then as things pick up around here, as we start getting our Cars and Coffee events and everything else going, it stops with the snow and all this cold weather that we've been having. I'll get going back on that. We'll start doing our owner interviews. We'll start doing our car reviews. We'll start doing that's what I really want to do, is start doing some track reviews out here on the East Coast. So we're going to get at it. We're going to have a fun year. I hope you guys are enjoying this so far. That's it. We're going to get out of here. I'll see you guys in the next one. All right, thanks.